Hello and welcome to the chapter 4.1 Writing an Equation in Slope-Intercept Form Warm-Up. Your objective today is you will use slope and y-intercept to write equations in slope-intercept form. For the warm-up, we have a couple things to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you have not done those yet, go ahead and pause this video and do those. We will be moving on. Number 1 asks what order pair corresponds to point G. So I go and find point G, and I find that that's located at, and I'm going to put this in a parentheses, -5 because the x goes first, -2. Number 2, what ordered pair corresponds to point D? I'm going to find point D, which is located right here. I'm going to put the ordered pair. The ordered pair for this is 2, 0. Number 3 asks us which point is located in quadrant 1. In case you forgot, quadrant 1 is this upper right, and it goes counterclockwise, 2. These are often represented with Roman numerals. So the only one that's fully in point 1, or quadrant 1, is point C. Number 4 asks which point is located in quadrant 4. The only one that's fully in quadrant 4 is point E. Number 5, the directions tell us to solve for the equation for y, so that means get y by itself. Two ways to go about this. You could subtract x or you could add y. I'm actually going to wind up adding y, that way I don't have to divide by a negative. And so I get x equals 5 plus y. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I'm going to kind of flip everything too, so y equals x minus 5. Number 6, I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides, which leaves me 3y equals -6x minus 1. Divide everything by 3, and I get y equals -2x minus 1 over 3. Okay. Number 7, I'm going to move the 2y over, so I'm going to subtract 2y from both sides. That gives me -2y equals -8x plus 10. Divide both sides by -2. Leaves me with y equaling 4x minus 5. Number 8, again we're getting y by itself. I'm going to move the x and the 28 over just because they're negatives already. So I'm left with 4y equals x plus 28. I'm going to divide by 4. And so I get y equals 1/4 x plus, that winds up being 7. Okay. Number 9, I'm going to do much the same. I'm going to move the 1, and I'm going to move the minus x to the other side. So I'm left with 2y equals 8x minus 1. Divide everything by 2. And y equals 4x minus 1/2. Number 10, we first need to start off by getting y on one side, so I'm going to subtract 5y from both sides. I know this is going to give me a negative, but at the same time I'm also going to add 4 to both sides. And so what we're going to be left with is -4y equals, the x's stay as they are, so 3x, and plus 4. Divide everything by -4. And depending on how your teachers told you to do these, you may leave it like this, or you may turn it into -3 over 4x minus 1. And that concludes the warm-up.